Hey, Trelawny here, Grooveline Productions. We're in the mix today with Jill Franks of Cruise Planners.
Hi.
Hey, thank you for taking the time today and coming out in the Texas heat with me.
Thank you. Actually, it's not too bad today, which is, I'm thankful for that. Fall is coming.
Oh, okay, you're going to excite me here. Anyways, so Jill, tell us a little bit about Cruise Planners. What do you do?
Okay, so it is a franchise. It's a travel franchise. I've owned it 6 years as of next Thursday, August 1st. So we are a travel agency that can help with any and all vacation planning, from a simple hotel to in Austin or San Antonio or Houston to a worldwide vacation and everything in between. The biggest thing is we don't charge any fees. So
Oh,
if you book with me, you don't have to pay anything extra, which even some online companies are charging fees. Now, we do not, or I do not, I should say. It's just me.
well, I love that. So, how do you get to know really what a person wants in their vacation? Like, for instance, you went to Ireland last weekend.
hmm
And I was amazed. It seemed to me like you knew Ireland from the front to the back and you hit all the cool spots. I wouldn't know anything. So, how do you do that?
It's really about asking questions. What type of vacation? Some people say, I want to go somewhere. Well, do you like to go to the beach? Do you like mountains? Do you like city? That's my biggest first question. If they absolutely say, I never want to go to a beach, well, do you prefer a mountain, or do you want like city life, nightlife, restaurants, and that available? So it's really asking a lot of questions and finding out what they want to gain from their vacation. Because some people like to be very busy, while
Right.
others like to just lay on a beach for a week and disconnect from the world.
So, would I be correct in saying that you are like the travel coordinator, not just a travel agent or a cruise planner? You are the coordinator, so you can really get in there and find out like some of those places that you went to. I mean, they were the most beautiful pictures, old architecture,
Mm-hmm.
and the different places. I was like, how did she know that they're there? So,
Well, the nice thing with that was I wasn't traveling by myself. I was actually on a tour. And
okay,
I always thought, when I go to Europe, I don't want to be on a tour because I'm stuck on a bus with people I don't know. And I would rather do it all on my own. After being on a tour, I learned so much about the history, the culture of Ireland, the current, what's happening in Ireland, that I never would have learned had I just been driving around and doing it on my own. Now,
right.
granted, that's not for everyone. Since I have some people that want to still do their own thing and have the freedom to pick tour. Like one day I want to do nothing, but the next day I would do want to go see a ruin or something. That's where I can guide them and find
Okay.
the type of trips or excursions, as we call them, that they might want to add into their trip.
So lovely. I love the idea of that. If somebody who knows more, honestly, for me anymore, even booking airfare has gotten really complicated. And
Yes.
you know what's truly needed, what's not, how to prepare your clients for what they can take on a vacation and what they can't take.
So
Like,
I have packing lists that I create for tips, things that you need to make sure you bring, and things that you can't really bring anymore.
right.
The same thing goes with airlines are getting really strict about battery packs.
Yes.
So a lot of people bring extra battery along. I brought one along myself, but they don't want them in the airplane anymore on carry on. They prefer it to be underneath.
Okay.
But it's those little things that you need to consult with someone who would know that more than the average person just booking a trip. The other thing to worry about is connection time. Like we had a conversation, I had clients that were concerned about connecting through Atlanta and if they would have
Right.
enough time to make their connection. When you're booking it online, they just are going to give you, the airlines pick whatever they think is ideal. But it
Mhm.
might not be, especially if you're on an international trip. And if you flew into a country, you might have to do a customs stop to go on to another country. You need to make sure you have enough time to do that. And some of the airlines will just give you like 20 minutes to half an hour. That's not enough time.
Right. I remember that conversation because that was something that really stood out to me. We were actually at an event together, and you said, "Hey, you're from the Atlanta area, right?" And I was like, "Yes." You're like, "Can you tell me about Hartsfield Jackson?"
Yes.
And I probably told you more than you wanted to know because I told you who the voices were on this
Yeah.
because I knew them from the studio
Sure.
days. But to me, it really stood out how much you took out of your evening for a client that was already booked. And I was like, her customer service continues. And that was something that was huge to me. And that
Mm-hmm.
was one of the things I was like, I really want to share her with people because it just, you stopped what you were doing because your clients were worried on their
Right.
vacation. And you were like, no, let me help you. And I've since seen a few other times where even a few people have said thank you to you online and sent some really amazing pictures because you took care of little things that happened
Mm-hmm.
on their trip. And it was customer service above and beyond.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah,
you're
I try.
welcome.
It's because anybody could book their own vacation,
Right.
but it's the service and being available to clients, especially if something does happen. Now, I can't say it happens a lot, but there are times when something happens on your trip that's unexpected, and who do you
Right.
contact? Well, if you booked it yourself through an online or other places that I'm not going to name,
Right.
you may be calling someone on the phone who has no idea who you are. They may be having a bad day and they don't want to help you the way that you would expect or need at that moment in time.
Right. So I do know that you said that you don't charge people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's a huge thing. But what other people I feel really need to know about too is with booking travel with you, there is a payment plan of sorts. They can do a down payment or
Mm-hmm.
deposit, if you will, and they have amount of time before the cruise or before the vacation or the
Mm-hmm.
travel to pay it.
Right.
So,
So as long as you book it in advance, and when I say advance, 9 months to a year, six
okay.
months in advance, you can put a small down payment, like an air and all-inclusive vacation. It can be as low as $200 per person. Cruises, usually it's $250 per person, and then you can make payments every month. If you wanted to pay me every other week, you can do that too. But
Okay.
as long as it's paid in full, 60 to 90 days before your trip, you're good to go.
And then something else that I'm going to be very honest, I think really sets you apart is so if all that was not enough, you also keep tabs on people's travel that's upcoming. So if a better deal comes in,
Mm-hmm.
you actually have a system in place to notify people. You'll cancel that trip that's at the higher rate and book the same trip at the lower rate for them and reapply it.
Right. It
I
happens
mean,
more with cruises than with anything else because airfare is tricky when
right,
doing packages. But my computer system is very advanced thanks to my home office team in Florida. But it's constantly updating cruise prices. And as soon as a cruise drops, I actually get an email saying such and such person's cruise dropped. You can rebook it for this much lower. Now, granted, $15
right,
to I've saved people $600-700 on their trip. And even if it's already paid for, like they're paid in full, they're ready to take their trip could still drop in price. Then they're going to get that back in onboard credit that they can use towards their drinks or
oh wow,
pictures on board or excursions, whatever it may be.
right. So I think that's amazing. I mean, honestly, the fact that you do that and you're always watching out for the client from the front end to the back end,
Mm-hmm.
that is a total package, a total customer service, if you will.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. So, what kind of specials do you have going on right now?
Um, Couple of things. The biggest one that we have right now is because we are affiliated with American Express. We have a special if you book any 7-day cruise, and that can be a 7-day out of Galveston, or it can be a 7-day Viking River cruise in Europe. You use an American Express card, and it doesn't have to be your fancy like Black Label, Gold Label. It can be your Macy's American Express card or whoever has American Express. You get a 5-day, 4 nights free vacation in Mexico at a Vedanta resort. So that is amazing because you're getting
Yeah,
2 vacations for the price of one.
yeah. I'm going to chink.
Yes. The other thing is I haven't received my copies yet. We do have our Travel Planner magazine that comes out 2 times a year. Our summer issue is being sent to my clients' homes currently. My copies are supposed to arrive on Monday. I do have an online version of it too, but on the back of there you can register to win a free 7-day cruise on Royal Caribbean.
Wow.
And the nice thing about the magazine, yes, there's a lot of specials with different cruise lines, vacation packages, Disney, all of that, but there's also a lot of tips on things. Last articles. We had just how to take the best pictures on vacation, because everybody's into the selfies now,
Right.
and it was helpful to learn how to take the best selfie when you're on vacation. So you might not always have someone to ask, "Hey, can you take my picture?" So there's
Yeah.
articles and there's a lot of fun stuff in our magazine.
And Sophie, thank you so much for taking a couple of minutes and talking with us today. If you don't mind, I'm going to share about you with everybody because I love this service that you bring to people and your heart. You have a huge heart, and it just really comes across that you're genuine and that you care.
I appreciate
So
it, and
you're
thank you
welcome.
for having me today too.
Thanks.